doing?
Nothing. I mean, I'm really hungry. Just can't read my book and I'm so hungry. Richard, do you have any food?
Yeah, I have this bag of Lay's.
Ew, I can't eat this. It's almost swimsuit season, Richard.
Fine, I'll eat it. I mean, I don't care about my weight. I'm a guy. You care too much, you know? You just, like, it's not a big deal.
Oh, I also have Pop Chips,
Oh, these look better.
a Rice Krispies treat, and a Fiber One bar.
I think I'll take the Fiber One bar. Thanks, Richard.
I mean, I'll eat the rest of it. I don't know why girls care so much about their weight and eating healthy. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, you know?
I don't think we care that much about our weight.
I think you do. I think you guys pick your food based on what's healthy.
I just like Fiber One bars better, I think.
Fiber One bars suck.
But chocolate and caramel do. Rice
Krispies, hot barbecue flavored.
I don't think it's a difference between boys and girls.
I think it is.
Let's test it!
For our test, we want to see if there's a difference in eating habits between boys and girls at Gun High School. Our HO for the test is the true proportion of Gun High School girls' eating preferences is the same as the true proportion of Gun High School boys' eating preferences. Our HA, on the other hand, is the true proportion of Gun High School girls' eating preferences is different from the true proportion of Gun High School boys' eating preferences.
Would you like to participate in my statistics project?
I don't have to do anything dangerous.
Of course not. Alright, so if I gave you a choice of these 4 snacks right now, which one would you pick? So first, I've got Pop Chips.
I've never had Pop Chips before.
Rice Krispies, Lay's chips, and a Fiber One bar.
I'm tempted to say the Fiber One bar, I think, but it's so hard to decide. Okay, I'll pick the Rice Krispies.
Alright, thank you very much.
After collecting the data, we can now start the test conditions. For SRS, we assumed the SRS for the gun population, and all the expected values are greater than 5. Out of the 21 boys, 6 chose healthy and 15 chose unhealthy, while out of the 30 girls, 10 chose healthy and 20 chose unhealthy, for a total of 51 students surveyed.
Now that our conditions are fulfilled, we can conduct our chi-squared test for homogeneity. We are using this test because we are comparing multiple proportions, the people who chose healthy foods versus the people who chose unhealthy foods, in multiple populations, Gun High School boys and Gun High School girls. To find chi-squared, we find the sum of the observed values minus the expected values squared, all divided by the expected value. For boys who chose healthy foods, we got 6 minus 6.59 squared divided by 6.59. For boys who chose unhealthy foods, we got 15 minus 14.4 squared divided by 14.4. For girls who chose healthy foods, we got 10 minus 9.41 squared divided by 9.41. And for girls who chose unhealthy foods, we got 20 minus 20.59 squared divided by 20.59. The sum of these, which is our final chi-squared value, was 0.1301. To find the degrees of freedom, we took the number of categories minus 1 and the number of populations minus 1 and multiplied them. In this case, we got 1 degree of freedom, as shown. To get the p-value, we used the chi-squared CDF of the lower bound, which was our chi-squared of 0.1301, and our upper bound, infinity, and our degrees of freedom, which was 1, which got us 0.7183 as our p-value. Therefore, our conclusion was, since our p-value, 0.7183, is much greater than alpha equals 0.05, we do not have statistically significant evidence to reject HO. Therefore, we conclude that the true proportion of Gun High School girls' eating preferences is the same as the true proportion of Gun High School boys' eating preferences.
Ha, I'm right. I told you.
No. I mean, you must have done something wrong. It's obviously based on gender.
There's definitely no difference. Okay, we can just go through each step that we did.
Error analysis.
There are a few possible sources of error in our experiment. Four main sources are the possible usage of unfamiliar foods, the level of hunger in participants, the order of foods presented, and peer pressure. First, with unfamiliar foods. As earlier shown in our example test, our subject had never had pop chips, or the specific Fiber 1 bar we chose to use. This level of unfamiliarity may cause subjects to choose something they know. Rice Krispies and Lay's are iconic labels to children, whilst Pop Chips and Fiber 1 bars are relatively newer and smaller brands. The majority of our subjects picks Rice Krispies or Lay's, both of which are categorized as unhealthy. Secondly, the level of hunger may affect our subject's choice. The Fiber 1 bar is relatively smaller in size and appearance than the other three choices. If the subject is particularly hungry, they may likely go for the one with greater mass. In this case, either the bags of chips or the Rice Krispie bar. Third, the order of foods presented may make a difference. The first item and last item may be the most memorable, while the middle two are often forgotten. Students who are particularly eager may have made up their minds before all the objects are shown, and they just in result picking the first one. Others may pick the last because it is the only one they remember. Peer pressure may also come into factor if students want to show that they are either health conscious or unpicky. This may cause more girls to pick the unhealthy choices whilst guys pick the healthy ones just to go against what they believe to be the norm.